Memphis, Memphis, Memphis. Hello, Memphis. My name is Felicia Dunn. I am a lifetime resident of Memphis, Tennessee. I was born and raised here. I am coming to you today because my heart is heavy. And Memphis should be outraged. We are losing our babies at an alarming rate for senseless reasons, things that could be avoided. I am outraged. I am just livid. I can't eat. I can't sleep. That is why I'm in a health crisis. I have tried for so many years to introduce God's blessings to this city. I have been rejected so many times by so many different people. Excuse me. And look at our city. Our city is in a crisis. I didn't come on here to get any sympathy. I didn't come on here to judge anybody. I didn't come on here to play no games. It is time for action. I want to talk a little bit about my journey, trying to get Youth Empowerment Network out, trying to get the gun safety program out for the children, as well as other things that I have tried over the years and failed miserably. I have been branded and labeled so many things. I don't know why. I made mistakes as a youth. I did things. I'm not perfect. But God used me to produce some beautiful gifts for his children, for his people. And they have been rejected at all costs. And look at the city now. Our children are hopeless. They're angry. They're bored. They don't have anything to do. An idle mind is the devil's playground. The devil is devouring our children. That is stealing our future. So I'm going to talk for a while. And like I said, I am going through a health crisis. So excuse me, I have a speech impairment. Since my last seizure, I have a slight delay in thinking, but the devil was not allowed to touch my mind. God has preserved me, and I have decided that I am going to commit every single last day, every single breath, everything that I have left in me to being radical for Christ, for winning souls for God, for handling kingdom business. That's all I'm going to do with my last days until I close my eyes. I don't want to close my eyes with all this beauty in me and have to go back to God and explain why I hid his blessings from his people. I never tried to hide them. I always tried to share them, tried to get them out there to his people, and I was blocked for so many years. And maybe it was my thinking because I was trying to get other people to introduce it, or maybe it was because I was not a scholar. I don't know. And because everybody that knows me know I'm 100% real. I say what I mean what I say, and I just say it. I don't worry about the I's being dotted and the T's being crossed, and I don't worry about punctuation. And everything that I say is understandable. It's not like I'm a dummy, but I just don't totally follow the rules of appropriation. I am what God made me, and God loves me like I am, and he has ordained me to share these things with his people. I was obedient. I spent many years developing these programs. They're good programs. I don't know why they were rejected, but we need something. We need something in Memphis right now. We do. I have tried to introduce the Youth Empowerment Program. It's a beautiful program. It's educating children, teaching about employment, entrepreneurship, ethics. It provides so much training, career workshops, college tuition assistance, crisis prevention services, family emergency assistance program, family retreats, financial literacy workshops. Excuse me, brother to brother program. That's for the young men. Community Idol, life skills, and the life skills is such a wonderful program. It's a bunch of workshops designed to teach people to reimagine life, to rethink life, and the standards of living. Uh, the life skill workshops is about reprogramming the mind with God's standards of living and redefining societal order, because societal order as we know it is BS. Everybody cannot be bunched into one neat little bundle and live the same type of life and get married and have 2.5 kids and 1.5 garage and all this type of stuff. That doesn't work. God made all of us in his image. We're all made wonderfully. We all have our purpose in life. We all have a destiny. And we all have a personal power. And most of us don't touch that because life is so tumultuous. It's so egregious and aggressive and so taxing that the mind don't have time to really reflect on what is inside and the inner feelings and the spiritual sides of our life. I mean, this may seem like a bunch of uh, just talk or a bunch of gibberish, but these things are very important to develop the mind, the heart, the spirit, the soul, the intuition, the everything, the conscious. It's very important, and most of our children don't experience any of those things. The only thing that they experience is hurt and pain and lack thereof and shame and judgment. Those are the types of things that they experience. Um, when we came back to Memphis, it was just eye opening to me. In Oklahoma, I was a teenager for a little while in Oklahoma, and I didn't have trouble. The educational system was different, although the racism was prevalent. uh, we learned about different races, and we learned about Indians. We learned about the Mexican people, the Spanish people. We learned so much, and we celebrated different cultures, and it was just rich in education. It was a lot for the children to do. So when I came back here, Memphis was totally different. It was chaotic, very oppressive. There was not really much for children to do, and I ended up getting in trouble. I did, and it wasn't because I was a bad child. It was because we experienced so much trauma and so much pain when we came back because of the oppression that was going on in the city. We lived in over 100 places before I turned 18. Now, mind you, we came back in 1986, okay? And I turned 18 in 1990. Now, that says a lot. And it may sound like it's a lie, but it's not. We lived in a lot of places, okay? And some people, the story of their struggle is unbelievable, and it was designed like that. And it is time for a change. It is. And years ago, when Mayor Harrington was in office, they started closing community centers and cutting programs for children and things like that. And over the years, different mayors and different lawmakers and community leaders and all of that ended programs and cut funds and all of that kind of stuff. So now it's been years, well over 20 years since Mayor Harrington been in office, and this is the fruit of all of those cuts and all of those programs that were taken away from the children. And it's amazing that these educated individuals cannot see how those cuts or how those programs being taken away would affect the communities, the families, the future of our city. Now our city is in total chaos. These children have been raised on absolutely nothing. They have not had any mentorships. They have not had any extracurricular activities to help build the mind, the conscience. They haven't had any kind of trainings to help them transition into adulthood. Now we got young hoodlums running around everywhere creating havoc, and then we got even more coming up. So with the little small group of individuals that's still trying hard to raise our children right, to build our families, to protect our families, or the individuals that still trying to mentor children or save our communities, or all of our efforts are just going to waste because there is such a large number of people that are not raising their families, that are not raising their children, that are not protecting their kids. And these people, these individuals are getting out, mixing up with the ones that are being raised right, the ones that are being protected, the ones that are being directed, the ones that are being trained up right, and they are just stealing our future. Now, I'm not saying that the children that are wayward are not worth our efforts to try to save them or to try to intervene and try to feed into them and mentor them. I'm just pointing out the issue. All of our babies are worth saving. God said children are blessings. It's over 100 plus scriptures in the Bible that tells you how valuable children are, how important, how precious children are, how they should be protected, how we should be a village, how we all are responsible for the babies, for the children, whether they're ours or not. Every time we encounter a child, whether it's ours or not, we are responsible for them because our encounter, what we say to them, what we do to them, how we treat them, how we judge them, whatever it is that we put upon that child at that time, that becomes etched in their memory. It becomes a part of their DNA, a part of their life's story. So yes, we are responsible. Whether we're a parent, the government, community leaders, law enforcement, teachers, pastors, business owners, and just common citizens. We all are responsible for the children and what's going on right now. Not just the parent. There is no way that the parent can be responsible for their children's actions while they are at work working hard, probably 2 or 3 jobs, trying to pay for all this overpriced crap that really don't mean nothing. Okay? There is no way that they can be responsible for their child's action. As adults, all of these people making these laws and doing these things and all of that, we know as children, we had our own minds. We made our own decisions. We did our own things. No matter what our parents tried to instill, no matter if we had mentors or good examples or whatever, it still was up to us what decisions we made. There is no way. And the more we do things like that, blame parents, make parents responsible, charge parents money for their children's mistakes and hurt the family and do all of this. All of those things add to the chaos. And now they're imploding and blowing up in our face. Okay? It is time to be real about what's going on, and it is time to do something. I have been grieving so hard for so many years. I started to believe what other people was thinking and believing about me. The lies that were being told, the brands, I started to believe them because how can something be so beautiful and so prepared and so easy to implement and it be rejected? Apparently, I'm crazy. They must be right. But God said no, no. I've had 9 seizures and He still preserved my mind. I am going to get this out of me before I close my eyes. I refuse to close my eyes and take this with me and have to explain to my God why I couldn't be strong enough to get this to His people. So here we go. God said, no more begging for people to endorse. No more begging for people to believe. No more begging for people to give you an open door. He told me to meet His people where they live, online. It is just that important. God wants to save His babies. He wants to save His people. I was working on a whole nother project, the Renters Association. But it was so important. God said, no, no more waiting. It is time. And it is time that we get going. Because the Youth Empowerment Network is such a beautiful program. It is so much involved. I didn't even name all of the programs that were involved in it. It is so much. I stopped at life skills. But it's so much more. Sister to sister for young ladies. Summer camps in the summertime. Community camps during school time. After school programs. Volunteer services. We even got the youth business collaboration. That is to teach young people how to run their business properly. We have so many young people in America and around the world that are already running successful businesses. We have young people that have went into government jobs, important government jobs, when they turned 18. The mayor of Earl, Arkansas, Jalen, he is a wonderful example of a young person being in charge. They're our future. And that is why we have the Youth Business Collaboration. Okay? And we have a bunch of grassroots businesses, easy to understand, easy to operate. They can really make real income for the kids. Dump Inc., 901 Accessories, Chores Plus, Lawn Services, Toy Technicians, Babysitting Network, Virtual Mobile Office, Custom Business Planning, Paramedics, Mobile Detail Service, Readdress America, Wuffins, that is a homemade dog food service. They make custom dog food. Nips, it's a homemade cat food service. They make custom cat food. Crispy Creations, Soul Pop. All of those businesses are very lucrative for the children to help them transition into adulthood and possibly have a lucrative income. If this is something that they want to carry into their adulthood, it is lessons for life. It gives them so much more power to go through life with. The lessons that they'll learn from youth empowerment, the memories, the benefits, the education, it is so much. And I hate that it took so long for me to get the strength, to get the direction, to know where to reach God's people, where to reach His children, to get this out. We got the Youth Employment Services that is involved with this organization as well. It's one of the programs. It's got the job readiness training, the job placement services, the tutoring services and coaching services. And it is something that we need because our young people are going to take over our workforce. They're going to take over our government offices. They are the future. They are tomorrow. They are the business owners. They are the librarians. They are the service workers, community leaders. They are the future. We must get them prepared. I don't know why they kept rejecting this, but the kids will get this. God ordained this organization, and anything that God ordained, it will be. Okay? Um, excuse me. I even, we even, excuse me, have a gun safety program for the children of the city. You know that guns is the biggest issue in our city right now, and probably in the world, especially in the United States. And the gun safety and education training program really was designed to reach the minority students, the black students, the poor students. Um, those homes, those families usually don't have a lot of knowledge about guns. This is a good program. I tried to get this program out by itself. It was separate, very much needed. At the time, something so horrific had happened in the city. Um, excuse me. I think it was the Kelly incident. I'm not sure. Um, but I had tried to contact some city leaders. I'll talk about that in a minute. But I heard back from nobody. And this program is great. We need this. And I feel like gun training, anything about gun, knowledge, issues, whatever, introduction, it is something that should be decided by the family. I think it's something that should become, um, excuse me, a household tradition, something that should be implemented in our daily life. It should become normal to talk about guns, to teach about guns, to learn about guns. Because when children know things and it's not a mystery, it's not that intriguing. If they know about things, they're not as well. I'm not gonna say that. When they have knowledge of things, it's much better because they know how to handle themselves. I can say it that way. And this program is teaching about gun safety, introduction to guns, gun exploration, where children are allowed to touch the guns, models of guns, and possibly use the guns, gun safety rules, 911 emergency plan, role play activities, conflict resolution, anger management. They receive a training certificate at the end of the training. Parents will receive a gun safety guide. We give the children a guide to take home with them. And this training is absolutely free. It does not cost anything. Um, I I even we even have a youth gun club, and I even proposed a family gun club for the city, and it was planned beautifully, and it talks about the disciplines that the kids learn about: BB guns, pellets, 22 air rifles, and it talks about future disciplines. They learn about archery, living history, muzzle loading, pistols, shotgun, and much more. These are things that I'm unfamiliar with, and I can't wait to learn about these things. My father, he was a avid hunter. He lived in Marshall County before he passed away. Bahalia was the last resident. And he used to love to hunt. And he taught me to shoot a 30-30, and it was kind of powerful. And because it used to hurt my shoulder, I really didn't want to shoot it much. But he did introduce us to guns, to hunting. But most black children don't get that. Most minority children or poor children, our homes are not equipped with things like that. We're always thinking about survival. So these are not lessons that are normal. These are things that we have to start incorporating because in today's society, we must be real. Children are fascinated by guns. Everybody is making it cool online, all the platforms. Everybody's doing it. It's trending. So we need our babies to be equipped with the knowledge, with the skills, and with the mind to decide that I'm going to choose not to make this mistake, not to do. We have to make sure our children are equipped. We do. And the best way I know how to do it is together. And we have to get started somewhere. I'm not an expert. I am new to YouTube. God said, get online and reach my people. So that is what I'm doing. And I'm starting out now. I don't know how to show these online like I should. I'm not professional. I'm not familiar with YouTube and the tools, but I will learn how to use it. I will be coming on here every day addressing something about children. Okay? We will be having a prayer walk soon, and I will be putting information out about that. I will be putting information in the description about how to register for your child to become a member of Youth Empowerment Network. I know I have skipped a lot of things, but I'm just so emotional, and my heart is just so heavy. And I just need people to know that somebody cares. I've been trying for a really long time. After I finish talking about the gun safety program, I'm going to talk about my journey of trying to get these things out and being a part of some really, really important organizations here in the city that could have done some things about it that didn't do anything about it. And I want to talk about things like that because I need you all to know I care. I'm not crazy. And these programs, these lessons that God gave for his babies, for his children, for his people, they are important. They will make an impact. They will make a change, and the changes will be seen immediately. The babies need something to do. They are hopeless. They feel like nobody cares, nobody loves them. They feel like they are not important, and they are. I know how they feel. I felt like that, and I'm 53 years old now. So we have a lot of work to do. We do. I tried this summer to get this campaign started about the gun safety program. This is one of the last things that I done before I had just tried to give up. And God said no. And I wrote a whole proposal. And I think I did good. I used the template. Yes, I did. Like most of us do, the things that we do these days. But it was put together very well. And I did this. And it was supposed to be a summer tour. I presented it to the park commission's director, and she did not even reply. I tried to do an event in the park to fund this and to fund the lunch program that we were trying to do for the summer. And instead, she told me I had to pay to get a space in the park. And all sorts of things. And she did not reply about the beautiful gun program proposal that I presented for a summer tour to reach our babies, to save some lives, and to get the information out about this wonderful issue about this wonderful program. And there was nothing, no response. I even contacted a number of people, and I wrote a very nice letter, and I was telling them I was contacting them because Shelby County is losing our children to 100% preventable, senseless, accidental deaths and gun violence. I said the number of children hurt by guns accidentally or violent crimes is alarming and unbelievable. Sadly, the highest percentage of victims are African American kids. African American kids are more likely to experience some type of gun violence than kids of other races because of the lack of gun safety knowledge and training. African American parents are more likely to traumatize their kids concerning guns, whether they have guns in the home or not. They usually warn their kids not to touch guns and threaten punishment if they do without any other explanation. The things that I said in the letter were eloquent, they were facts, they were things that needed to be addressed, and I got no response. I went on for a few more paragraphs, and I ended with Kids' Lives Matter Too. I told them I included information about the gun program and everything. And I asked the churches. Now, I didn't contact a whole lot of churches because once I got no response from the first people that I contacted, I gave up. Normally, that's what I do. I gave up. And I didn't contact every church in the city. Maybe there would have been some yeses, but the energy was not there. The nobody was supporting, and I just gave up because I've been doing so much for so long, funding all this. Everything that I've done has been self-funded all of these years, and it's just taken a toll on me. So I give up easily, but not anymore. That spirit is over. And I asked the radio stations and the TV stations to share the flyer with the listeners and the viewers on the websites and the social media platforms. They talk about people that go viral on Facebook singing songs or performing dances or flipping cookies, just anything. And they give them a lot of coverage, but I heard nothing back. I even contacted a few business owners and asked them to make a donation, lend a space in their establishment, or post a flyer or nothing. I heard nothing. Nothing. I asked them to sell the gourmet crispy treats, Rice Krispie treats, which is our fundraiser for the Youth Empowerment Network. Nothing. I heard nothing. No selling no Rice Krispies in the stores. No gourmet Rice Krispies. I asked the city mayor. I asked the county mayor to donate space different times, permanently or temporary, for the youth safety office. I even made a plan for a youth safety office, somewhere where the kids can come, somewhere where we can implement training, just a platform, a place where kids can come and report grievances or introduce ideas, or we can just a platform where we can connect with our kids about gun safety, about various safety issues in the city. No response. It's just been a lot. And I contacted a lot of people. The police department, the sheriff department, nothing. Nothing back. I even sent a letter, well, I drafted a letter for the school system. But because they had the issues with the superintendent, I didn't even send it off to ask them to incorporate this. Well, not incorporate, but to put out the information in the school, provide it to the kids, and let them take it home so that the parents would know that this training is available. And nothing. I didn't do anything. I just dropped it because of what was going on. And these are things that needs to get to our children. These are things that need to be out. These are things that the kids need because they need to be busy doing something. A kid, a idle mind, nothing to do, is the devil's playground. And when I tell you these kids are making horrific mistakes, we see it every day online. I even witness it in person. Where I live, where my daughter lives, the places that I frequent daily, I see this because I live in what we call the hood, the lower class communities. It is ridiculous. It is time that we save our kids. We cannot continue to watch our kids fall to the wayside. Even if our kids are good, even if we don't have kids, whatever the situation, it is all of our responsibility. If one of us have a problem, all of us, we have a problem. Look at me. I am gracefully broken. This is all that's left of me from this ratchet city's torment, from the hard, tumultuous life that was inflicted upon me in this city. This is all that I have left. And I am dedicating it to God. I am dedicating it to bringing change to this city. Anybody that wants to get involved, I want you to get involved. Because I'm going to keep on talking. I am. And no matter what I sound like, at least I sound like something. I'm trying to do something. I am not just sitting back watching our children just drop. Okay? Our children are just getting taken every single day. They are unaliving each other or getting unalived for absolutely nothing. When are we going to be outraged about our babies' lives? Every time we lose an individual, whether it's a child or an adult, we are losing possibly 200 people minimum from our lineage, from our life story, from our races. It's ridiculous. That might sound crazy, but look back at somebody's history. I just saw a story on the news the other day. They were celebrating this couple that got together that almost didn't get together because the mother wanted to be a nun. And the father said no, she would be a great mother, so he got her from there and he married her. And because of their union, there were over 200 people born to that union. Their kids, their grandkids, their grandkids' kids, great-grandkids, and all of that. The lineage ended up being over 200 and something people created from those two people. So every time we lose an individual, we could be losing minimum 200 people from our lineage, from our history, from our story, from our lives. We must stop that. God has his plan. He already decided what he wanted. But what's going on in the earth realm, this craziness, this chaos, that's what we decide. Only 10% has been planned, but 90% of all of this craziness that's going on, we are causing it. Our family members, our children, our friends, our acquaintances, we're causing the problems. And it is up to us to change things. We got family members laying out in the street. We got people homeless, sleeping on benches, sleeping in corners, sleeping standing up, sleeping in cars, whole families. Yes. Every single thing that goes on in this world It trickles back down to the babies whom are helpless, who has no choices, who cannot make decisions, and it stifles them and it hinders them, and most of the time it steals their future. We got to change that. We must change that. I'm leaving everything in the description. If you want to join this fight, this movement to save our kids, we got to do something. Excuse me. Before I started introducing stuff online and going one by one and getting on here daily, multiple times a day, doing videos, getting this out to God's children, I wanted to introduce you to Felicia, to Miss Felicia, to the lunch lady. Names that the babies have given me. Names that I honor because I love children. All I do is serve. I serve on so many nonprofit organization boards and teams and just everything. Always giving of my time. Always giving of myself. Always. And the babies love me and they know they can depend on me. I don't care about my past. I don't care about what I used to do. I don't care about who I used to be. And neither does God. God ordained me. He gave me the power to change direction, future for the children, for myself, for our families, for our city. And I am going to use it. I am going to get these things to God's people. And if you want to be a part of it, go to the description after this video and join me. This is not a joke. I was rejected for so many different reasons. I heard so much stupid stuff. One pastor rejected me because he had a problem with the small fee that was associated with the program. $8. $8? Even Girl Scouts got fees. Cheerleading, majorette, any after school program, sports, they all have fees that's way more than $8. What is wrong with that? If it is anything to help us, we must learn to help ourselves. We must learn self-sufficiency. That is what any organization, any program that God placed in my hand for me to care for me to manifest, that is what's incorporated in it. Self-sufficiency. We must learn to invest in ourselves, our children, our families, our lives. There was nothing wrong with that. Nothing. Other people, I heard nothing. Some people, I heard, well, you're going to pay yourself too much, or you're going to da-da-da-da-da. I'm not going to even be the one running this organization. This organization was designed for children to run. Children from 0 to 21 years old can get in this organization. So we're going to have our young people running this organization. That is what it's for. There is plenty of jobs associated with this. And I'll just run through those right quick too after I finish talking about a couple of other things. But it's for children. It's not even for me. So him worrying about me making too much money, that was just crazy. And then it was just so much more judgment and so much more craziness and just rejection after rejection after rejection. I was even a part of two prominent organizations here. Two religious organizations. And I have much respect for the individuals that are members of these organizations, and I would never say anything terrible about them personally, but collectively I think that they really don't make a difference, because I was sitting there with this youth empowerment program, this very powerful program, this very loaded program with so much for children to do. And these individuals in both organizations, which they kind of converse a lot and they collaborate on things a lot, they started an organization a year ago that has not saved one child. They spent thousands on this organization, and they bought T-shirts. I mean, the good kind with the stitches on it and everything. People flew here from all around the country and everything, and it was a big to-do. Yes, and nothing happened. What was that about? We have to stop doing stuff like that. What is that about? We throw money at the wind, and then we still have the issues. When are we going to wise up? No more of begging to be involved, begging for a door to be open, begging to be seen or to be helped or endorsed. No more. I took enough rejection. I sat there and watched that. My mind was just so boggled. I was like, and God said no. God told me after that to disassociate myself from those organizations because his children were still dying, still suffering, and they spent all of that money. Why? Why spend money on things that you know are not going to solve any problems? God is not pleased with that. He's not. And I tried so hard. I even tried to do a prayer release walk where the churches and the pastors and spiritual leaders would get together and walk around South Memphis, the outskirts of South Memphis, and free this community of the strongholds and everything that was going on. We were experiencing so much crime, so much death, so much poverty, so much everything. And I love South Memphis, and I contacted a few pastors, nothing. And in my mind, once we completed the South Memphis walk, I was going to plan walks for other communities until we covered the entire Shelby County, because prayer changes things. Nothing. Okay? Absolutely nothing. No response. And the prayer release walk, just like they walked around that wall, it would have changed some things, but nothing. Maybe just because it was Felicia Dunn. But maybe if they knew the lunch lady or Miss Felicia, maybe it would have been a different response. I don't know. But we're not worried about that anymore. I even planned a makeover takeover for South Memphis where it would cover the Alcee Ball community, Barton Heights, Bunker Hill, Castelia, the Gaslight Square community, Glenview, Handy Holiday, Lauderdale Sub, Longview, Mallory Heights, Pine Hill, Prospect Park, Riverside, Soulsville, Southern Heights. This makeover takeover was to help clean up the communities, introduce the youth programs again, to see if people of the community wanted to purchase the abandoned properties or vacant land in their community, to teach them how to do that. Building or buying a home. We were going to have workshops for that. Renovating your home. Cleaning or reorganizing your home. If they wanted to start a business, we were going to have the business workshops. Outdoor marketing or traditional or home-based business. We were going to teach them how to run that. There is a law in the state of Tennessee that you can run a business at home. You can prepare food, package it, and distribute it and sell it at home. And we want to teach the community all of these things. Changing and redesigning the landscape. Starting a garden. We must take control of our food supply. That's something that's very important. Whatever they needed, come one, come all. We were planning something big, the makeover takeover. Other people have tried to do it. But we were going to make over our own communities, and we were going to lead the pack. We asked for volunteers in the leadership for service positions in each community. We asked for the city representatives, neighborhood directors, street coordinators, church representatives, president, vice presidents, architects, brick masons, landscapers, secretary, receptionists, treasurers, service staff, leadership staff, event staff, social media reps, media crew, mail clerks, videographers, photographers, bloggers, vloggers, electricians, carpenters, and plumbers, HVAC. We asked for all of that. Um, we were trying to get the people busy. There's a lot going on. There's so much skills and talents wasted in our communities. Our communities look so trashy and so run down and so ghost. And all we have to do is get together, unite, clean our communities, lend a hand, help each other fixing up. And our communities could look very different. When we go to other parts of the cities and those communities look good, it's because they unite and they help each other and they work. They do the work. They keep their communities clean. That's all I was trying to achieve with that. No response. But it's something that we need. All of these things I'm going to introduce again. We're going to get people moving if you want to join this movement. I am all over the place, but I am in the right place. We need somebody like me to be radical. We can do more than one thing at a time because there are a lot of people sitting around doing nothing. God has ordained me. He has commissioned me to lead his people back from oppression and appropriation back to salvation, to the safety of his arms. We're blessed. We are his chosen people. It is time for the poor people, the lower class people, the black people to win. It is time for our children to live in safe communities, communities where they can grow and thrive, communities where they can transition into prosperous adults that make and produce results, adults that will give us a good future, adults that can change things, instead of adults that wreak havoc and tear up the city and tear down all the systems and all the things that our ancestors have worked for. We have got to get moving. And I ain't never scared. I'm not worried about what nobody think about me, what nobody say about me. I'm not worried about no hecklers, no jokers. I'm not worried about no naysayers. I'm not worried about no messy people. What I'm worried about are our children. And I am not playing about the kids. Yes, Miss Felicia, anybody that knows me, I am a cussing sailor. But I have been cleaning my mouth up for years. God rest my mother's soul. Everybody knows she was the captain of the ship. And yes, I have cursed my children. I have a little attitude sometimes. I like to take a little sip. I love left-hand cigarettes. But God has been cleaning all of those things up. He has. Those things were introduced to my life in hurt and pain, in the torment, in the chaos. Nobody's perfect. God used all types of people in the Bible throughout history, good people and bad people. He has ordained me to do these things, these great things, before I close my eyes, and that's what I'm going to do. And I am asking you, Memphis, if you love children, if you have any children, if you have lost children, I'm asking you to join this fight because we are all responsible. We are. No more of this saying that it's not my kids. I'm not worried about it. I don't have to do that. Yeah, you do. You have to do something. You do. Because if we get moving, this organization is going to create so many jobs for the children. It's going to give them so much experience. We need a whole board of directors that will be made up of young people. We need people to fill local positions. We need plenty of volunteers. They will all be compensated by stipends. The law allows us to pay anybody through stipends when you have a nonprofit organization. Every month, they will get a stipend ledger. It will repay anything, or it will excuse me, excuse me. It will provide payment for anything that has been paid out, or for anything that they've done. They will receive payment. They will receive compensation for whatever they invest in the organization, their time or whatever. And I know I got a little hung up on that. Please excuse me. But this is one of the things that happened since I had the seizures. I had 9 of them. And thank God this is all that I'm going through. But like I said, it's a lot of jobs available. We're going to create a lot of jobs when we get this organization going for the children. The children will be too busy to do all of these mundane things, all of these crazy things, all of these trending things, all of these things they see on all these social media platforms that makes absolutely no sense. They won't be doing these crazy things. All of these carjackings and all of this slapping people and shooting people and that they learning from these stupid video games and all of this. They won't have time to do that because they will be creating. They will be touching their souls. They will be learning about themselves. They will be making changes in their communities. They will be getting ready for tomorrow. They'll be busy. They will. And I am challenging every person in this city, and it's mostly black run, to make a donation to contribute something to this cause, to Youth Empowerment Network. I am challenging you to get up and do something. You have the power. You have the jobs. You have the tools. I need them. We need them. The children needs them. You all are scholars. You all are holding degrees. A lot of you have grown up in churches and structure and all kinds of things. And you know, you've lived life. You see the pain. You have people in your family that's going through. You know, some of these people out on the street, in the jails, in hell, they're our family members. And we're acting like we don't see them. Okay? I want you all to act like you care. The fight is not over. It's not over. And I don't mean just the fight for black people. I mean the social fight. The spiritual fight. America has never, ever, ever been united. Ever. United we stand, divided we fall. That is, wow, a statement I can't even say enough about. We've never been united. We still have not won the fight. The fight is not finished. The war is not won. We must put all of these old, stupid ideologies, these stupid chains, these stupid cycles, these stupid oppressive actions and systems and acts. We have got to put them to rest. We have got to bury them. We have to remove them from our society. It is time for us to restructure our lives, our communities, our families. It is time for us to believe in something new. Because the things that we've been taught and the things that we believe in and the systems that we've been investing in have not produced any good fruit for America, for our families, for our children, and we are losing. And everybody around the world is standing and watching America lose. People are reporting that Memphis is the murder capital of the United States of America. And that is a lie. We are not. Everybody here in Memphis is not an unaliver. They do not take people out. I don't take nobody out. I barely even wanted to stomp a roach. That might sound crazy, but I'm sorry y'all, my battery is getting low. I barely wanted to stomp a roach until I realized if I didn't get rid of them, they would take over me. And I'm just saying, it is time for action, people. I have been talking 1 hour now. I know I have been talking a lot of stuff. I have been saying a lot of things. But everything that I've been saying is very, very important. And before I leave, before I close my eyes, whatever plans God got for me, I am going to help save God's children, and I am going to help save this city. I am going to help save our communities and help us move in a new direction. I thank God for everybody, every ancestor, every person that have fought the fight and that have contributed to the things that we enjoy today, the freedoms, the successes, the systems, everything. I thank God for them. And I thank God for Mr. Fred Smith, God rest his soul. That man right there, he is one of the ones that kept me going. Not saying that I don't honor all my people that gave so many sacrifices. Even in my family, they're written in history. In the museum, they even have displays. I really honor Mr. Fred Smith because they said the same things about him. That he was out of his mind, that what he was talking about wouldn't work, and all of this kind of stuff. And they really gave him low grades on papers and all kinds of stuff. I mean, it was just, but he pressed on. He believed in the visions that God gave him. And look what this man did. Look how many lives he affected. Look how he changed the world. He left the world a different place, a better place, a more advanced place. That's what I want to do. It's not for personal gain. I am so grateful that God entrusted me with all of these things. And when you see the magnitude of it, when you see all of the things coming to fruition, because God said they will be, if He ordained it, it will be. When you see the beauty of it and the magnitude of it, you will know that it was not a personal venture. It was a spiritual venture. And that is something that I want to do. I want to leave this world, this city, different than the way I found it when I was born, the way I saw it as I was growing up. I want to leave it better. And it starts now, today. I'm going to leave everything in the description. I'm not going to keep talking because I don't want this recording to cut off on me, because I will not edit videos. And I have recorded 7 videos trying to get this out to you since those 4 babies got shot the other day. My heart is heavy. It is. And I don't even care about my personal health struggle right now. Excuse me. I care about the babies. I care about changing things. So if you want to help, if you want to be a part of this change, if you want to bless God with your time, with your donations, with your whatever you have to offer the kids to help save our babies, to help save our communities, our cities, our families, I'm asking you to join me. I'm not perfect. I've made a lot of mistakes, but God has chosen me. And I cannot question God about what He wants. All I'm going to do is what God ordained, and that's to reach His people. Yes, I need help. I only have a couple of people on my team right now, and I need more. And I am looking for people to register. It costs nothing to join, nothing at all. But eventually you will have to make a contribution to your future. And it will be worth it. All the beauty, all the benefits that you will receive, that your children will receive, it will be worth it, Memphis. So let's go. The next video, I will start introducing Youth Empowerment Network. We will save our children, and we will not watch them fall to the wayside. Let's go, Memphis. And I was going to stop the video, but God reminded me of something. I don't know how long I have on this Okay. I have an hour and 16 minutes left. Please forgive me. I'm not a professional, very ghetto, very hood, but I am intelligent. And I am going to use the gifts that God gave me, so please forgive me. But God reminded me that He wanted me to talk a little bit about each individual group and how we're responsible for the chaos and what we need to do. So I'm going to run through that right quick, and then I'm going to end this video, and when I come back, it'll be introducing Yin, and I will introduce each part one by one so that it could be understood. We will have a citywide meeting soon. I'll be announcing that. We will have a unity fast next year, 2026 in February. I'll be introducing that. And it's a lot more things. We will be getting busy. But I want to say this to the parents of Memphis, parents in general, young parents, old parents, doesn't matter. You are responsible for your child first and foremost. Although we are responsible as a village, as a community, you are responsible for your child. It is important to make a home for your child. I'm tired of seeing these homes all filthy, nasty, and it's just not a home. The kids are not comfortable. You're not feeding the kids. The mothers are not paying attention to the kids. I'm not talking about the good mothers that take care of their kids, because I'm one of them. I take care of mine. They never have to look for me, and I take care of other people's kids too. Okay, I mother them. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the ones that are not. We got to get hold to our kids, and we got to stop worrying about fingernails, hair weaves, BBLs, and going out and all of this craziness. And we got to stop it. Wasting our money at these clubs. Leaving the kids in the hands of the enemy. We don't know what's going on. What are you celebrating? Why are you having to go out all the time? What is all this about paying $100 for tissue rolls and to throw tissue napkins in the club, and you can't bring your own in? And what is all of this craziness? Buying bottles of liquor, $200, $1,000 that you got to leave in the club if you haven't finished drinking it. Then you go home and your home is depleted. There's nothing there. No life, no food, no furniture, no nothing. The kids don't even have the clothes and things that they need. It is not that God don't bless us with most of the things that we need. It is that we misappropriate. We do not use them or apply them correctly. It is time for us to start picking up on our parenting skills, and we'll be working on that. Okay? You're the number one person responsible for the kids. So you have to take care of your children. You have to do what's responsible. And you worry about partying and celebrating later. Because what are you partying for? What are you celebrating? Okay? Yeah. And before I stop addressing parents, they have laws. Now, you need to look them up. They have these laws, Families' Rights and Responsibility Acts, where they are charging the parents for the mistakes of their children. Now, this law has been in act almost a year now. And they've changed it. They've amended it recently to add even more fees to it. So, yeah, you need to understand that you need to get in gear, and you need to get your parenting skills up. And you need to pay more attention to your life. Government, I want to let you know, making rules and laws like this and imposing them on the families and taking more money out of the home, monies that they already don't have because the jobs are not paying right. Everybody wants a whole lot of money. Everything is inflated. It is not good. It is adding to the trouble. It is adding more stress in the home. It is keeping the parents out of the home longer because they got to get more jobs. They got to chase more money to pay more bills. Okay? So you're a part of the problem too. You got to think about what you're doing. You cannot use your own carnal mind to shepherd God's people. And yes, you're shepherding God's people when you make these laws and these rules that are hindering God's people and plundering our communities. Community leaders, you are responsible for the communities. Do you see them falling apart? You say you're standing for the communities. You build companies and organizations saying that you're representing a community. What are you going to do? Memphis is falling apart. It is time for us to get up and show something. Because some of these community leaders, some of these organizations have received millions of dollars in grants to change the city, to reach the kids. And the money never reached the kids. All they did was use the money to get training, to fly here, there, and everywhere, to eat lunch and stay in hotels. And all the funds were depleted and the company was resolved or absolved or whatever. And money's never reached children. We got other companies that receive millions in grants and everything, and they just funneled the money into whatever they wanted to do and did whatever, and our kids are suffering. So it is time for you community leaders to get real and stop playing with God's people, with his children. Law enforcement, with all due respect, you are policing crime. We need police. We need police to keep the community safe, to help whenever we need help. We do. And we know that law enforcement is not responsible for everything. That is why I am up trying to talk to the people, trying to get the people to get up and take responsibilities for their lives and do something to help with the change. But over policing all of these simple crimes and people being thrown in jail and all of this, our jails are overcrowded because over policing. Yes, we need police. We need crimes police. But some of these things, these petty crimes, the people should not even have to see the jail. You can still police it, but this is the millennium. Police it another way. They didn't even have jails and this much policing back in the day. We all know that jails are businesses. So if we could just think about how we enforce law, how we police crime, how we charge the people or whatever, it would help. Because building a new jail, billions of dollars and all of that, and putting it in the middle of somebody's community, that is not the solution. The jail's busting out and people, some of those people shouldn't even have to be in jail. Why is the process so hard? If it's easy to put somebody in jail, it should be just as easy to get out. I'm asking with all due respect to just try to rethink the policing and how you enforce it and enforce the laws and how you issue the punishment for the crimes, and just think about that. Because all the over policing, excuse me, our president sending the troops here and the National Guard, excuse me, that's not going to make anything better. Because when you police that crime and put all those people in jail and do all that and wreak all that havoc, and that's for a moment. But what about the issues that cause the crime? If we don't address those, then the crimes are going to continue. It's going to be new sets of crimes. It's going to be new criminals come up. So that's not smart. It's not. We have to be real and we have to stop playing with God's people. So I'm just asking with all due respect, let's try to reevaluate and try to police crime differently so that our children won't be caught up in all of this, okay? Teachers, we got to realize that we are responsible for the chaos that's going on too. Teachers are human, with all due respect. We appreciate all that you do. The good teachers that's really serious, that is dedicated, and thank you so much for everything that you do. We are responsible for our children and the chaos that's going on too. For the teachers that are not good, that are not doing what they're supposed to do, you are wreaking havoc on our future. For the teachers that are mistreating our students, that are taking their problems to work and taking it out on our kids, you're doing a disservice to our communities to our future, to our lives, to our families, to our kids. That's not fair. If you're going to teach somebody's child, if you're going to be responsible for somebody's child, respect the children. Some of the kids that I work with in the community, that my daughter lives in, she lives in a low income community in what we call the projects. And one of the young men, he was in the kindergarten last year. I love this young man. He's so helpful. He's funny, and he is a little mischievous. But I don't think that he deserved to be kicked and punched and slapped by the teacher. I don't think he deserved that. And I don't think he deserved to be retained to the kindergarten, because this baby, he told me from his own mouth that he got tired of his teacher kicking him and slapping him and stuff, and he slammed the door in her face, and she suspended him, and then she failed him and put him back in the kindergarten. He's in the kindergarten right now. This young black man, he is on his way to self-destruction and a terrible life. The devil is already working on stealing his future. This is a teacher that is inflicting this harm on this child, and God knows what else he suffered through during the day. Talking to my baby, I can tell the mistreatment from this teacher is changing him. And all I want to say is, teachers, we can't do this. I wish that I would have known last school year when this teacher was kicking and punching this baby and abusing him. I would have reported it. I would have reported her to save this young man's future, because most of our black young men are already defeated when they take their first breath. We know this. It's a historical thing. And I hate to see my baby fail because he was never even given a chance. So teachers, I am asking you to please do not take your stress out on other people's kids. Don't do that. When you go to work, you leave your stress at home. You have a responsibility to take care of these children and to instill upon them the best thing that you can. Provide them with the best tools and resources that you can as a teacher to help them grow to be the best that they can be. Pastors. Whew, let me take a sip of water. Pastors. God is not pleased at all. He's not pleased at all because the pastors are supposed to be the shepherds of God's people. The churches are so chaotic and so out of order. A lot of the churches are not even growing. They are closing. Yes, they're closing. It is ridiculous how this city has so many churches, at least 2 or 3 on every corner. And our city is falling apart, and we are losing our kids at an alarming rate. God said that it is way more important to take care of all of his people than just your faithful few. God said that it does not matter what they take from the children, the programs, what they close down. God says he has plenty for his kids. Open your family life centers. Open your gymnasiums. Open your churches to God's babies. Provide them with activities after school. Let them use God's property. We have so many resources to help our children in this city, pastors. And we keep God things locked up, locked away, neatly tucked away for our faithful few. And God did not say that. He did not ordain that. You took an oath to shepherd his people. God said, what's going on? Why are so many of his babies dying? Why are so many of his people dying? God wants his churches to return to him. He wants his churches to be cleaned up so that his people can come back to him, come back in his church. Nobody wants to come in God's churches because there is too much going on. Churches have turned into businesses. Churches are shaming people, putting, excuse me, this gets to me every time. Putting up reports about who paid their tithes and who didn't pay their tithes. God didn't say that. That is something personal between God and that person. God says he wants his churches back in order so that his people can come back in. God said he wants his tools and his things and his properties to be available and open to his children. God said that he wants his pastors to start handling kingdom business again and not their business. He also wants testimony to be brought back to his churches, to his services. He's not pleased with the systematic, organized church services. God wants his old school church services back, and he wants everything that belongs to him to be available to his people. That's all I can say about that. Business owners, God wants you to know that you are also responsible for what's going on with the kids. When you be aggressive, egregious, and plundering God's people with all of these outrageous rates, with all of this oppression, with all of this discrimination, with all of this having parents working all of these ridiculous hours for this little bitty pay, and they can't even sustain life, God says that you are responsible as well. And he does not appreciate you plundering his people. You too are responsible for what's going on in this society. God say he give it and he will take it away. Just because you're up today don't mean that you will be up tomorrow. The same people that you stepped on, God's people, going up, getting your blessing, your riches, your glory, God say you're going to see those same people coming down. You too are responsible for the chaos and what's going on in this city. It is time that you change your way of doing business. God said it is okay to have riches, to own a business, if you are providing a service or a product that is helping God's people and not hurting God's people. God has said he is going to give you an opportunity to straighten your business up to be a good business. A good business that takes care of his people and builds up his people and not plunder his people. And if you do not change, he will take it away. I am just giving you warning because you too are a part of the problem in this city. Citizens, if you don't have a child, if you're just a citizen in this city, if you own a business in this city or properties in this city or whatever, we are responsible. We are the village. You too are responsible for what's going on in the city with our children. You must understand anything that you do also adds to what's going on. It'll add to the growth or it'll add to the chaos. If you see a young child doing wrong or if you see something going wrong, it is your job too to help correct it. If you see something needs to change, it is your job too to help contribute to that change. It is all of our jobs. And I am not just trying to tell nobody off. I look in the mirror every day and I tell myself that, and that is why I dedicate everything that I have. Even when I had a convenience store, I was giving everything away. Everything that I didn't sell, everything that I didn't give away, they stole. But I still kept going. I never gave up until I finally gave up. I had to give up. But I said all that to say, I am not expecting anything of you that I do not expect of myself. I have not said anything to you that I have not said to myself. I have chastised myself so many times. I have searched my heart and soul. I have done everything that is necessary to make me understand that I too am responsible and I must do everything I can to help save our children and to help change this city's direction. And so must you. Thank you all for listening. I appreciate it. Like I said, if you want to donate anything, your time, your money, we need it all. We need a space to exist. We need funds so that we can reach the people, so that we can get going. We need everything. If you want to join in this movement, if you want to join in this fight to save our children, it is time to get radical for Christ. It is time to move. We welcome it. And I will put all the information in the description. Like I said, I am new to this, and I am going to grow, and I am going to learn as I'm going, because everybody that knows me know I am aggressive. I don't give up. I never give up. I always learn what I need to learn. It may take me some time, but I will learn how to use the tools of YouTube correctly and effectively so we can reach more people. But until then, we'll do it the old school way, the grassroots way, because we got to get moving. So I will put everything in the description, and whatever you need, I will be emailing stuff. Like I said, we will be having meetings all over the city and all kinds of stuff. We will be having things coming up, and I need to get people in place. I need to get the kids in place to handle these duties, because I will not be running this organization. I have too much kingdom business to handle. I have too many things to introduce to God's people. So we need to get moving. We need to get these positions filled so we can save our babies. Thank you all so much. I love you all. I love this city. And like I said, in the next video, I will start introducing the different parts of Youth Empowerment Network. And I will try to do it in a manner where it's easy, understandable. I will introduce one thing at a time. Thank you all so much. Let's go, Memphis. We got to save our babies.